Welcome to the Farm Stand Kitchen. My name is Rebecca. We have something delicious here. We're cooking out of Grandma's recipe box today. This is our baked rice. It's a savory baked rice. And we just happen to have some ambrosia sweet corn. So this is going to be a good little lunch, isn't it, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
I love this rice. So we're going to talk about this. I just wanted to show you what it looked like when it was done. So we've been talking about this on the Facebook page. This is Grandma's recipe box that was given to me by my Aunt Ruth. And I've had so much fun going through these recipes, but the one we've been talking about on the page is the baked rice. And I have it right here in the front, and I've already tested it. So this is what we're gonna make. So I'm gonna put the recipe box over here. I kind of guard this because I just wanna make sure nothing ever happens to it. It's metal. A lot of you have this one. This is Grandma's. Gramma Green. That was my Gramma Greens. Okay, so here it is on the little index card. It's the way they used to do it. This one is actually typed. She typed this one. So she's calling it easy oven rice. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We'll just follow along. And I'm telling you, this is so easy. Dave was even surprised how easy this went together the other day. So what Grandma says here is we're going to put our rice in the bottom of this 9x13 pan. And I'm going to show you what I'm using. Grandma says whole grain rice. So this is what I found. The Uncle Ben's whole grain rice. So I bet this is what she used. So that's what I have here. And this is 1 1/4 cups of rice. So you put that in the bottom of this 9x13 pan. 1 1/4 cups of whole grain rice. So that's what you do first. Okay, then Grandma says to use a can of mushrooms with you don't want to drain them, you want the juice. So this is the 7-ounce mushrooms. And then she said to use the juice, and then you just put these on the rice. And you know what I was thinking? I was telling Dave, I bet you could probably use fresh mushrooms as well. But you know, in the 60s, 70s, they used a lot of, things out of a can. That was a big deal then. And we're kind of into fresh stuff now. But this is the way Grandma made it. So we're going to do it just like she did. So there's our can of mushrooms. And then next, I'm just going to slide this just a tad, Dave. So we're going to do a little mixing here. So in the bowl, we are going to add a can of French onion soup. This is Campbell's French onion soup. So let's put that in our bowl. And then you need 1 can, which is the 14.5 ounce. This actually is beef. This is what this can is. But I had my chicken broth in a box. But you want a can of chicken broth, 14.5 ounce. And I'm going to talk about the beef broth because I think you could change this recipe up. You could use beef with some sirloin. I think you could do that. So here goes our can of chicken broth. And then we have half a stick of melted butter. Oh, I know. They always loaded stuff up like this back then. So we're just going to mix that. All right. And then Grandma says to pour it over this. So I kind of went slow so I didn't push my rice all to one side. But this kind of reminds me of that recipe that my mom used to make that had, the chicken pieces on top. Oh, I think I used Lipton dry onion soup is what I think that is all about. Maybe it's called Sunday chicken, possibly. But this is just Grandma's oven rice, savory oven rice. And there's all those onion there from that French onion soup. Okay, and then next we have just 1 pound of chicken breast. That's just in cubes. This is just 1 pound. So then you just put this, so you just scatter this on the top. Now this is where I say, I bet you could use the beef broth and then you could probably put top sirloin. Don't you think that would be good, Dave? Good, I think you could do that. Like you could use beef or chicken, but this is the way Grandma made it. This was chicken, so that's what you do. So you just kind of push those in there like that. And I am going to sanitize my hands here before I go any farther. And then we'll read the next step here. All right, so you want to preheat your oven to 375. And then so you cover it with foil. You just put a sheet of foil on there. 375 oven. And I baked mine right about an hour is what I did. Grandma's recipe says, let's just read it here. So Grandma said 375 for 45 minutes. And I checked it at 45 and it needed to go about another 15 minutes. So that's what I did. And just fluffed it with a fork and you're ready to go with it. So there's no salt or pepper in this because, you know, it has canned broth and the mushrooms. Everything has salt in it, you know, cans. That's why I don't use canned stuff a lot. But it's okay, you know, makes good stuff. And so no extra salt and pepper. You could add some at the end if you wanted to when you serve it. So right about an hour at 375, you uncover it and you're good to go. That's it. So that is Grandma's recipe there. So it's really easy, like I say. We made it the other day and we thought we had paired up with the ambrosia corn today. Is this going to be good? We just picked this last evening and that all just smells so delicious. But like I say, I want you to give it a try. It's Gramma Green's recipe. I love it. Has great flavor. We'll post everything for you. Thanks for joining us in the Farmstead Kitchen. We'll see you next time.